Stations 93.9 FM as they dive into the headlines with in-depth analysis and feedback from you on different stories from the national dailies. Start your day by gaining fresh perspectives, uncovering the story behind the story, and join the conversation. Because your voice matters. From the dailies, the conversation never stops.
Alright, it's another beautiful Monday morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. My name is AYODEJI LAFENWA, and we're set to take you through the major stories in some of today's national dailies. And interestingly, today we have different stories from various angles. We have from the economy, we have from security, we have from food security, we have from fuel, and the likes, and not forgetting the free trade zone deal rocking Ogun State at the moment. And as usual, I've got comrade AYODEJI AJISOPE with me on the program.
Yes, a beautiful morning. We can say thank God it's Monday.
Okay, thank God it's Monday. We are ready for another wonderful week.
Hopefully.
Okay, now let's look at the stories we have this morning. I've got the Nigerian Tribune, I've got the Vanguard newspaper, I've got the Guardian, and of course the Punch newspaper. Looking at the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, we have this one saying, "We are not owing foreign oil traders $6.8 billion NNPCL." That story is found on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune. Disclosed National Assembly running costs or face legal action, Serap tells Akpabio. Abbas. That story is found on page 22. I wonder why the running cost of the members of the National Assembly has been generating lots of controversies over,
It should.
over the past 1 week.
It should. I mean, there shouldn't be any secrecy about that. They're not running a secret organization. There is a Freedom of Information Act to that effect. I mean, even if it has not been domesticated in all the states. What about the federal authorities?
And Nigerians will say that house is being run by the taxpayers' money. So
certainly.
we need to know how much.
Certainly. You ask who earns what in Sweden, in Finland, globally. I mean, everybody knows. Look, I don't know. I don't get some of these things.
Okay, let's move further. Now, the biggest story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning says uncertainty over FG's plan to boost food production. And riders, governors yet to provide plan. They are working on it, presidential spokesman. That story is found on page 2. Reno mockery to Obi, why insecurity should not be politicized. Page 3. Nigeria's public health in need of urgent improvement. Tomori. May-June WAEC, our schools candidates can get withheld results released faster. WAEC. And another one says businessman excrete 88 wraps of cocaine as NDLEA intercept drugs in noodles at Murtala Mohammed International Airport. I wonder the extent some Nigerians will go to or to go through in order to smoke. I mean, putting your life in danger, swallowing 88 wraps of cocaine.
Yeah, the risk, the bigger the profit.
Okay.
You weigh, they call it calculated risk.
Risks, okay. Away from the Nigerian Tribune now, looking at the Punch newspaper, NNPC battles deepening fuel scarcity. Black market booms, okay. Presidential jets, Abiodun consults FG as Utomi tackles Amosun. Fake degrees, FG orders varsities to submit matriculation lists. Page 8. And the biggest story on the front page of the Punch newspaper, food crisis may worsen as flood hits 10 states. Okay, away from that, let's look at this one. Police detective hunts 20 varsity students abductors. And the last one, civil servants screening on IPPIS portal ends on Friday. FG. To the Vanguard newspaper, this is also talking about food. Why grains importation won't happen soon by stakeholders. Riders 1 month gone already as FG fine-tunes policy. Customs await list of importers. Stakeholders divided on policy. Okay, away from that to medical students abduction. Governor Alia, NMA, Health Ministry task security agents on rescue. Minimum wage. We won't accept unauthorized recruitment into agencies. FG. And the last one I'll be taking from that paper, bad economy, drop in passenger traffic unsettles domestic airlines. And the last one, the Guardian newspaper, fuel queues linger as traders await Dangote NNPCL refineries. Account for NAS running costs, Serap tells Akpabio Abbas. Okay, and the last one, Utomi Amoso trade words over contract violation amid calls for Jets probe. Okay, still solutions 93.9 FM. Those are the papers we have this morning, and let's go straight to the analysis to get the perspective of the analyst, and of course yours too can be included. You can call the studio lines 0909 888 9939 0909 888 9939 to get your own perspective on the stories. Okay, Comrade AYODEJI and AJISOPE.
Yeah.
Serap, National Assembly in the news this morning. Account for National Assembly running costs. Serap tells Akpabio Abbas. I mean, why is this generating so much controversy?
You see, they are supposed to be, the parliament is actually the people's representatives. The Senate, where you have a dual camera legislature like we do have in Nigeria, you know, the Senate represents equality of all federating units, that's the 36 states, and the federal capital. And then the Congress, the House of Reps, is symbolic of all, you know, is symbolic of, you know, land mass, population, and the school enrollment, and all sorts, you know, they call that proportional representation. These are the people. You have 3 senators per state representing each senatorial district. You come to Oyo State, for instance. Oyo State has 33 local governments. There is a senatorial district that has 13 local governments in Oyo State. The whole of Bayelsa is 8 local governments. So you probably have 322, Abi?
Yes.
Yeah, 322. So you can imagine, one state has 13 local governments in a senatorial district. One has 2, you know. But what that signifies is, you know, the equality of all federating units. So you get a balance there. So now, these are the representatives of people directly elected by the people to represent constituents. The president is representing the entire nation. The governor is representing the entire state. So these are the direct representatives of the people. And if you come down lower from the National Assembly, you have state constituencies. And if you come lower to the local level, you have councillors representing what? So these are actually the representatives of the people. And whatever they're doing must represent the will. You understand? The will, because they are there based on the will of the people, the mandate given them by the people. So, but the challenge here is that I do not think, it's not even I do not think, it is apparent in this country that those who purport to represent us, they are not in the know of the fact that when they are called public office holders or representatives or councillors, they do not know that they hold office in trust. You understand? Our own individual sovereignty, we've vested it in them. I don't think they have that understanding. If they understand that sovereignty of 8 million people or so that voted for Tinubu, or maybe 500,000 people that voted for the governor, or maybe just 10,000 people that voted for a councillor. You vested individuals, jointly vested their own individual sovereignty in him. It's only symbolic of everybody. So I don't think they have that understanding. They will hold, these things as a sacred trust. But I don't think they have that understanding.
But now, looking at SERAP now, should it be the duty of SERAP to run the check? I mean, saying that disclose National Assembly running cost or face legal action? Because SERAP, this is not the first time SERAP is issuing such threats to the National Assembly.
SERAP is not issuing threats. SERAP is certainly not issuing threats.
Or face legal action. This is not the first time. I remember the time the National Assembly wanted to purchase